Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on KREM 2 News at 6. I'm Tom Sherry.
It's good to have you here with us tonight. I'm Tim Pham. Mark and Whitney are off tonight. Well, let's get right to our big story tonight. A second round of stimulus checks are on their way. Today, Congress will vote on a $900 billion COVID relief package. The measure that has everyone talking includes a $600 direct stimulus payment. Now, the money would go to Americans making under $75,000 a year and for each of their dependents. So, for example, a family of 4 with 2 adults and 2 children who are dependents would receive $2,400. The bill also includes $300 per week in federal unemployment benefits over the next 10 weeks. Now, this is a part of a larger bill to fund the government through September of 2021.
We will do some good with this legislation, but we must recognize that more needs to be done.
The American people have waited long enough. I'm glad for our country that we're now moving ahead.
The coronavirus stimulus measure includes funding for COVID vaccinations and testing. It also includes funding for schools and small business loans. The measure would extend the eviction moratorium through the end of next month. The White House says the president looks forward to signing the bill, and in a statement, President-elect Joe Biden praised the agreement, but also added more will still need to be done.
So if it is approved, how soon could you see those stimulus checks? You may remember President Trump signed the first stimulus package on March 27th. Then checks started showing up in people's bank accounts 3 weeks later. But since the IRS already did a lot of the legwork to set up those payments, it could go much faster this time around. Right now, millions of Americans could begin to see stimulus checks as soon as next week, and that's according to the Treasury Secretary. For the latest updates on the second stimulus check, you can text the word money to 509-448-2000 to stay up to speed.
Today, the Spokane Regional Health District is reporting 196 new COVID cases. And they're also reporting 5 new deaths, bringing the total number of deaths now due to COVID to 334 since the start of the pandemic. And 121 people are in the hospital, 57 of which are Spokane County residents.
Well, today, the Panhandle Health District is reporting 547 new cases over the weekend. There have been 2 new deaths, and 92 people are currently in the hospital.
A small hospital in rural Okanagan County says that because they've had so many employees out due to COVID-19, they couldn't accept any more patients earlier this weekend. Earlier this month, we first told you about a coronavirus outbreak that had killed a dozen people at a nursing home in Tonasket. Yeah, now the city's neighboring hospital says they've been forced to care for more and more COVID patients. KREM 2's Taylor Vito explains the unique struggle that some smaller hospitals are facing during this pandemic.
You're taking care of very literally your friends, families, and neighbors. And so that's good, and it's also can be really challenging sometimes.
There are the COVID-19 struggles that all hospitals face, and then there are those unique situations presented to small, rural hospitals. Take North Valley Hospital in Tonasket, for example. The city's population is around 1,100. But North Valley has been hitting capacity lately because of coronavirus patients.
You know, anytime an ambulance comes up to our ER, there's a chance that the people working are going to know who's in that ambulance. And I think that's just, that's what's unique and special about a rural area, is that you have that close-knit community.
The North Valley Hospital District also manages a neighboring nursing home. Just last month, a COVID-19 outbreak there killed a dozen people. The hospital wasn't caring for COVID patients earlier this fall, but that's since changed. North Valley typically will have 6 patients on average at the small hospital, but in the last couple days, it's been more than double that. Currently, they have 4 COVID patients. And with employees out due to coronavirus as well, the hospital this weekend said they would have to divert new patients elsewhere until staffing levels improved.
So if you fall off a horse or get in a car accident and the ICU is full with COVID patients, you're going to have an impact, and it might not have anything to do with your COVID status or whether or not you wore a mask. But that reality is that we have a hospital system that is here, and we're here to help you, and that's what we want to do. But anything that can be done to make sure that there are beds available and people to provide that care is critically important.
North Valley says they did receive some vaccines last week and have been the only ones in Okanagan County to get a shipment so far. As of this morning, they have given out more than 200 doses. Taylor Vito, KREM 2 News.
To weather now, a mild start to the work week, but will it stick around, and what can we expect for Christmas? Let's get to the man with the answers. Tom Sherry, will we see a white Christmas?
The answer is no, but we will see maybe a white Christmas weekend.
Okay.
Christmas is on Friday, but I think we may get some snow on Saturday. 48 degrees right now. My gosh, it got up to 50 today. The record high, by the way, is 59. So we're nowhere near that, but still well above average. We have a wind advisory that we are tracking across the Spokane area. Well, everywhere you see shaded in kind of brown right here, that's that wind advisory. Through 11 o'clock here in the Spokane and out in Lincoln County area. Down into the Palouse, though, it's actually extended through early tomorrow morning. Could see wind gusts here locally up to 45 miles per hour down into the Palouse and the Idaho Palouse. We could actually see wind gusts up near 50 miles per hour. Current radar looking pretty quiet. We've got a few light showers across the area, some snow falling at the higher elevations of the Cascades. Right now it looks like just rain falling, though it Snoqualmie Pass. We'll look for increasing clouds, windy weather. Again, wind gusts maybe up to 45 miles an hour. We'll look for a chance of rain and snow overnight, especially over in northern Idaho. And then I look for mostly sunny skies tomorrow, not nearly as warm. We'll look for a daytime high of 39. Looking ahead to that weekend, we've got some snow maybe on Saturday with a high of 36. We'll look for partly cloudy skies Sunday and a high also of 36 degrees. Coming up in about 10 minutes, a look at your 10-day forecast. Tim?
Looking forward to that, Tom. Thanks so much. We're just getting started here on the news at 6 with news of a second vaccine approved. Many of you have questions about getting a shot. Next, our vaccine team verifies the facts about taking the vaccine after being sick with COVID-19.